All right, welcome back. You watching Wise Guys? Yeah, this is the show that's not like the rest. This is the show where we go out and hit the streets and talk to the people, and then we take it to the table for the sit-down. This week, joined again as usual by my crew, the founder of Citizens Against Political Persecution, Garrett Castronova, our resident knockout artist, and the America's lawyer himself, Lou Gelomino's here. And again, we have a repeat performance. The highest rated show we've ever had was when we had America's mayor with us, Rudy Giuliani.
Well, thanks for having me.
Rudy,
I
thank
enjoyed
you
it
so
very
much.
We
had a blast. Even the last time you were on, Jimmy Kimmel kind of lampooned us on his late night show.
I'm sure it wasn't funny because he's not funny, but I mean,
he called you Recount Dracula was his nickname.
Well, that's very funny. He's a real comedian.
One of the things that we do here that is kind of a little refreshing, as you know, from the talking heads on the lamestream media, is we go out and talk to regular people. And
that's great, by the way.
This week, some big topics, of course. Mayor Adams in New York is in a war of words with Greg Abbott from Texas from shipping of illegal aliens. And we're going to get to the Donald Trump raid, which you have exclusive stuff for us on. But let's, Kara, take a look at this woman and what her perspective was on why Adams is complaining now that we're getting all these immigrants when he supports the policies of Joe Biden at the border.
The mayor of New York is crying that we can't handle all these immigrants coming into the state. What do you think about that?
He should do something about it. Stop talking about it, be about it.
What should he do?
Do something.
Do you think he's doing anything?
He's not doing a goddamn thing but sitting on his talking about it. Let's be about it.
Well,
sometimes you wish you could talk like that. Sometimes I do. He's the one who announced that we're going to take care of everyone. We welcome everyone. We've given him the right to vote.
Yeah, well,
non-citizens.
He's trying that.
It's unconstitutional.
We're fighting that.
Yeah,
we're fighting that. We brought that lawsuit.
All the Democrats passed it. Right. He's given them health. We give them health coverage in New York. Not every other place gives them health coverage. You know, in fact, I don't know why any of these guys would turn down coming to New York.
Well, if I remember correctly, you made New York City a sanctuary city. It was a sanctuary for every resident in New York that was safe. You made it safe from crime. You made it a perfect sanctuary for us, the residents. You made it safe from crime. You made this city financially secure, and you created jobs for the city. Yeah, it was a sanctuary for the rest of us, not the criminals.
For people who wanted to work.
Exactly.
People who wanted to contribute. People who wanted to be good people.
The interesting thing about everybody that we talk to is most people in New York, at least in Manhattan, seem to really support the illegal immigrants coming in and saying that New York should do something to help them more.
It's a shame. That's why New York has more psychiatrists than any place in the country. Manhattan has probably per capita more psychiatrists than any place in the country because it's the most brainwashed part of America. With the exception maybe of Beverly Hills.
I was surprised, like Kara said, the amount of people that were saying, well, if we have the resources, maybe we should get them some mental help.
You know what we should do? I have a way to fix it.
Until they want to live next to them.
Why don't we commandeer like the extra bedroom in their apartment and put one person in each extra bedroom? Like when the one who says, "Oh, it's only right to have him." Okay, we're going to give you so and so. What's his background? I don't know. We never checked him out. Here he is. When did he take a bath last? Who knows? He's yours. Does he have COVID? We don't check him for COVID.
I personally have been living in the city my whole life. I've been coming in and out of Manhattan from Staten Island my whole life. We were just out there talking to people in the street the other night. I have never seen so many homeless people as I see right now.
Everything's gotten worse since de Blasio. Crime is up 40%. Homelessness is up.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is, I think the woman's right. He just shoots his mouth off.
I don't think he's done anything for the city.
No, not in, what is it, a year now, 8 months, 9
Talks
months,
a lot.
whatever it is. He, you know what he does? He dresses sharp. And he goes to the nightclubs and hangs out with the paparazzi and the elite and the elite, but he hasn't done much.
He does. He rolls with an entourage.
He rolls.
You know.
This week he came out with a statement, Kara. He said, well, if Greg Abbott thinks he's going to keep sending all these immigrants up here, I'm going to send some crews of people to go down there and knock on doors for Beto O'Rourke.
Well, yeah. First of all, everybody's going to Texas anyway, leaving New York, running from New York. So that's number one. And that's just him being completely ridiculous. I mean, obviously, that's not going to work if he sends people down there to knock on doors.
But hey, look, we got some mixed opinions in the street, and I like that because it's always good, to hear both sides of the story.
Right.
And I was really surprised by that woman that we just looked at. I thought, just judging the book by the cover, she was going to come down on the side of Eric Adams and say, oh, he's doing a great thing. And she basically said, get off your butt and do something about it.
Yeah,
and also, being in New York City really shows you and asking people their opinions just how well propaganda works, because they're so brainwashed in New York City.
particularly Manhattan.
It's ridiculous.
But you're right.
Manhattan, exactly.
Carrie, you're absolutely right. You get out of Manhattan, right? You guys know this because you're from Staten Island and Brooklyn, Queens. It's very, very different. It was true when I was mayor, too. Many more realistic people when you get out of this bubble of Manhattan.
Some strange stuff going on that topic with how kind of the fake news kind of poisons the narrative. And after we were at the Port Authority this week, we went up to Trump Tower. Trump was in town in New York City. And we spoke to some people outside there. And even people that were kind of Trump supporters were saying, well, a judge signed the order and the FBI must have had something to go on.
They don't recognize the FBI anymore.
So there's a lot of mixed tales out there. We're going to take a quick break right now.
I'd
We're
love
going to
to
come
talk
back
about
and
that.
we're going to dig even deeper into the raid of Donald Trump's mansion in Florida. Do not move. More Wise Guys coming up. All right, welcome back. You're watching Wise Guys, the show we take it from the streets right to the table. And this week, the streets are on fire. Everywhere you go, people are outraged. Why is the FBI raiding the home of a former president? Wait a minute, this has never happened in the history of America. He started his candidacy and his presidency being spied on by the FBI. And now, almost 2 years later, they're still spying on Donald Trump. Why? We talked to some people in the streets. I'm joined again by my crew, America's lawyer, Carol Castronova, and a guy who has more insight on this than probably anyone on the planet, America's Mayor Rudy Giuliani joins us again. So I want you to, there's like a whole range of people who supported Trump who are outraged, and people who didn't support Trump, or independents who are still saying, wow, maybe they're going too hard on this guy. Why don't you hear what this woman had to say? She was an independent. She was an unaffiliated voter, but see how this situation swayed her, and then I want you to weigh in, Mayor. Does it seem like there's this ongoing thing to try to get him to you?
A little bit. I think we're being a little harsh on Trump. Yes, I do.
Did you vote for Trump?
Did I vote for Trump? Yes. I mean, I didn't vote, but I cheered him on.
Okay, so you supported
I
him.
supported Trump.
She cheered him on Facebook.
She supported him, but she didn't vote. But she does. Her point of view was they're going way too hard on
Yeah,
this
they
guy.
are. I think you'd have to really be a true partisan to see that they haven't gone too far. Just the mere fact that 250 years of history, just about, never done before. And but there's a reason for it. It's not just like because that's what happens in banana republics. That's what happened in Nazi countries. That's what happened in communist countries. So the guy wins, and then he either kills or prosecutes the opposition. I mean, it's going on right now in South America. And we had the wisdom always, until Biden and the Democrats.
It just goes to show you, though, and I hate to say this because, we come here and we talk about tough things every week. And I hate to say this, but it just goes to show you how evil these people are.
You've got the
evil.
right word.
They're evil.
Yeah,
They're not
it's
nice
beyond,
people.
yeah.
America, and let's make this perfectly clear, America has been the greatest force for good in the history of mankind. And these people are taking all the foundational beliefs and all the goodness of America and turning it on its head and using it against everything we believe in. And it makes me sad. It really does. It really saddens me.
You said something before in third world countries and banana republics, they arrest the former opponent,
All the time.
or
They
kill them.
They kill them. They
Do you
arrest
think,
them. They put their families in jail.
Donald Trump should be in any fear of the deepest of the deep
Yeah, he
state,
should.
maybe killing him?
I do.
Oh,
Well,
Scary.
I
at least
do.
putting him in jail.
In many different ways, I do. I mean, the amount of hatred generated toward him is the kind of hatred we worry about that would set off a sick person.
I agree.
I mean, if there is anything to the fact that
agree.
hatred can set off sick people,
I agree.
there's no one where more hatred has been generated by the mainstream media. Who do they hate more than Donald Trump? They display it at Emmy Awards. They display
Everywhere.
it at everywhere.
You
Let's
guys
go back
are
to Trump.
great legal minds. They said they wouldn't let their attorneys in, even though Trump's attorney showed up down there and the FBI wouldn't let him in. Is that common? Is that how it's supposed to go?
It actually is. You know, and I know a lot of people are getting upset about that, but when law enforcement is executing their warrant or doing their job, as an attorney, you don't have a legal right to actually be there.
I've seen it all three ways.
Right.
I've seen him say no.
Right.
I've seen him say, fine, I don't care. And I've seen him say, well, you can help me with a few things.
Right.
I just want to have one quick question. First, I want to say I think the FBI should be defunded. They actually politically persecuted me and came to my house as well, just so you know that about
Yeah,
me.
they're out of
so
control.
they're absolutely
There's
out
no
of control
question
because I'm a
they're out of
journalist.
control.
Okay?
Certainly in Washington, they're out of control.
Right. And secondly, I really just want to know how Donald Trump, since you spoke to him, feels.
Remarkable. Remarkable. I mean, I represented this man through going through hell. And you know the worst times for him when they would go after Donald Jr., Eric, or Ivanka. And this time they're going after him. He really takes it. You know what he says? It's going to help me.
As a
It is.
He
father,
said, did you see the number of people? First reaction was, I said, Mr. President, I don't even want to talk to you about the case. We've got plenty of time to do that. And you know it's I said, I feel so bad, and Maria feels so bad. She's pretty close to crying. He says, tell her not to feel bad. You see the number of people in front of Mar-a-Lago already? This is going to turn around. American people have common sense. They've gone too far now.
Yeah. This is an awesome, robust discussion, and
I
there
love
was
it.
we
You
were
need an
supposed to
hour.
have you a couple of weeks ago. You weren't feeling well. Thank God you look fantastic.
Amazing.
But it just worked out beautiful that this week this stuff happened, and nobody knows this stuff better than you.
You need
so
an hour.
I want to thank you. Will you tell?
They need an hour.
Now we got to beg you to come back.
Oh,
again.
you're not begging me. I'm asking you anytime you want me. I'm ready.
No matter where we're
was
at,
fun.
no matter how many times you go in the street, we take it to the table. You tune into Wise Guys every week, and you're guaranteed that we will be here fighting for three things: truth.
Justice.
and the American way.
All
See you again
right.
next week, right here on Wise Guys.
JP Morgan's CEO is warning that an economic hurricane is coming. Are you preparing? If you don't do anything, your 401k could be a 201k, and that is not good. So call our trusted friends at Lear Capital. For 25 years, Lear has helped investors own gold to protect against market chaos. It's a good thing. They can help you too. Get your information and up to $15,000 in bonus IRA gold. Just call this number, 800-880-4300. That's 800-880-4300.